Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be discussing a new what if. After the defeat of King Piccolo, Goku went on to Kami to train under him to grow stronger. Originally, Kami removes Goku's tail to not have that as a downside of Goku's strength. But what if, instead of removing the problem, he trained Goku to make that weakness into strength? In this scenario, what if Kami taught Goku how to control his tail / grade A power during the 3 years he trained with him in the original show? How could this big change affect the entirety of Dragon Ball and onwards? Also, I own a Discord for anyone who wants to join and talk more about Dragon Ball with me and other viewers. Maybe you have some of your own what if ideas, and maybe in the future I could do them. Check the link in the description down below. Without further ado, let's dive into what if Kami taught Goku how to control his tail. So this story will start off at the start of Goku's training under Kami. After the first day of training with Kami, originally Kami removes Goku's tail, but here he had different thoughts. Kami thought that if he could train Goku with being able to use his tail, there is no chance of him losing to Piccolo Jr. Goku wakes up the next day and meets Kami and is excited for his training until he starts feeling weak and sees that Mr. Popo is grabbing onto his tail. Goku calls it unfair, but Kami tells him that if he wants to grow stronger, he must train his weak spot. So with the training Goku goes through, in addition to focusing on his tail, when he wears weighted gi, he also gets something around his tail in order for it to grow, and that if someone were to grab it, he wouldn't lose any strength. Also, Kami, knowing about the ape transformation, he really doubles down on Goku with meditation. If Goku loses control in that state, if he could build up his own mental fortitude, maybe he could manage to control the form and not lose control. Goku didn't like it at first, since he thought it was just wasting his time where he could have gotten stronger. He asked Kami why are they doing all this meditation, as Kami explains to Goku about the grade 8 form he transformed into. This revelation shocks Goku and wonders why no one ever told him of what he becomes, and then it really clicks into him knowing that he was the one who killed Grandpa Gohan. For a while he wasn't so good, but Kami would end up bringing Gohan for a day to spend time with Goku and really try to get him to understand that it wasn't his fault. Goku was happy to spend the day with his grandpa, but not only did they spend time together, they also did some sparring, and Gohan gave Goku's words of wisdom that could help him with conquering the grade 8 form. But one important thing he told Goku was how he found them when he was just a baby, and learning that possibly Goku isn't from this planet. After the day, Goku found a new mature mindset, and in which he would take meditation a lot more seriously, and would aim to learn how to control the beast within him. 2 of the 3 years would pass, and Goku would be meditating. He's grown more mature and started to understand why he would meditate. Kami would go up to him and tell him tonight would be the night that he would try to transform into the grade 8 form. Goku's a bit worrisome, as at this point this would be his first time aiming to control the form. His tail has no longer become a weak spot for him, as he has been training the tail for the last 2 years. It turns night as Goku looks up at the moon and slowly begins to transform. Once he is fully transformed into the Azaro state, he begins to attack recklessly, as Mr. Popo asks if he should stop him, but Kami tells him to wait for a moment to see if he manages to gain control. In Goku's mind, he is really concentrating, trying to somehow manage to control his grade 8. He thinks about the day he spent with Grandpa Gohan, he thinks about his friends, and the fact that he is probably an alien. He suddenly gets a quick flashback, seeing 2 adults crying, as he see that one of them looks like him but with a scar on his face, and they hear the name Kakarot. As soon as that was over, Goku instantly reverted back into his normal state. For a mere second, his eyes were a yellowish orange, but soon transformed back to normal. During that small second, Kami and Popo were stunned to have felt Goku's power boost almost tenfold, but quickly returned back to normal. Kami asked what had happened, and Goku explained that what he saw was a vision of some people, and that's when he had reverted back to his normal state. But he too has felt some immense strength when going back into his normal state. After that evening, their training would go on until it's time for the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament, where Goku would meet up with everyone. All are stunned by his growth, not in strength only, but also in looks. They all notice the tail still being on him, which worries them a bit, but he tells them about all of his training that he's done for his tail and how he could actually control his tail and even possibly the grade 8 form. Everyone is shocked to hear that Goku learned that it was him being the monstrous ape, but he doesn't seem too angry about it. The tournament would play out normally until we reach into the 8 finalists, Goku going up against Chi-Chi, and this would still be the same with Goku not remembering Chi-Chi and still winning with ease. When Goku goes up against Tien though, this fight would be interesting. They would throw out their own unique attacks as per usual, going blow for blow between the 2 fighters. Tien would try to grab onto Goku's tail and think that he now has the advantage, until everyone realizes that Goku isn't affected, which shocks them, and Goku even uses his tail to smack Tien away, and it does hurt him. Goku smirks, saying that his training has been hard but definitely worth it, since now he has no such weak spots anymore. That fight would continue on, more or less the same. I didn't go through power levels, but I wouldn't say Goku has an increase in power level, but rather stay the same. Now when it comes to the final fight between Goku and Piccolo, the fight would be even more intense when it builds up to Piccolo growing in size. Everyone is afraid to see the giant Namekian and doesn't know what to do until Goku creates a Ki sphere close to what Vegeta did in the Saiyan saga and uses that ball of energy to begin his transformation into the Great Ape form. Now this would still be a risk, as Goku never really transformed fully into his Zara form and maintained control, but he thought it was the best chance he's got to beat Piccolo in this giant form. Once transformed though, he shows to not be in control, which worries everyone. Goku would attack Piccolo, but also be very reckless, and the other Z fighters are trying their best to protect themselves from the stray attacks from the battles of the giants. Piccolo is way out of his league here, as Goku is much stronger in his form, but he soon figures out that Goku is not in control when he's in his Great Ape form, and decides to use that to his advantage. Piccolo begins to head over to the direction of the Z Warriors and gets behind them in order for Goku to follow him as he does so, which then the Z fighters will try to yell at Goku to stop so he doesn't crush them. He looks down at them and prepares to attack them with a slam into the ground. Everyone continues to yell at him until he hears the cry of Chi-Chi. He was caught under some rubble and is hurt. Goku sees this, and just like how it happened a year ago when he tried to control his Great Ape form, he stops in his tracks and even grabs the debris that was on Chi-Chi. Goku in his Zara form begins to speak, the shock of everyone. Goku apologizes for putting them in harm's way, but finally now he has the control over the form and guarantees their safety. Suddenly, he is shot in the eye by a Ki attack from Piccolo. Goku falls back in pain as Piccolo takes his chance to attack him while he is down and shoots more Ki blasts onto Goku. Taking it full force and being off guard, Goku feels the damage from all the Ki attacks until Goku shoots out a beam from his mouth which hits Piccolo. As the smoke clears, we see that a chunk of Piccolo's arm is gone, and everyone thinks it's all good now until he begins to grow his arm back. Goku begins to get back up from the ground. Piccolo then steps on Goku's tail, but it doesn't do anything to him. But Piccolo pulls Goku's tail clean off, trying to weaken him, and he gets lucky. Goku begins to revert back into his base, and with this chance, Piccolo shoots another Ki beam directly onto Goku, and everyone's shocked in horror, as they all think the world is doomed. Piccolo laughs menacingly as he celebrates his victory and his revenge. No one knows what to do until they see all sense something immense in power as they look over at the smoky crater made by Piccolo. The smoke begins to clear as everyone looks over to see Goku. He looks different. His hair is slightly more spiky than normal, and his eyes transform into a yellowish tint. Some small green aura surrounds his body. Roshi is amazed by his strength, as it is equivalent to that of when he was in his ape form. He suggests that maybe since Goku conquered the ape form, that now he could tap into his strength in his normal state. They all begin to cheer as they now think Piccolo doesn't stand a chance, which he doesn't. Piccolo and Goku's power level here during this arc is at 325, but now with the 10 times multiplied from the Ikari form that Goku has, he is standing in the power level of 3250. Easily, with one shot to the stomach, Piccolo falls over in pain. No one ever saw Goku move. That's how much stronger he is compared to everyone else. Piccolo reverts to his smaller form. Goku right in front of him as Piccolo reverts to his smaller form. Goku right in front of him as he powers down into his base and he lends a hand to Piccolo, which everyone despises. Goku says he can't kill Piccolo, as if he did, Kami would die too, and also he would like to spar against him once again. Piccolo will reject the hand and fly away. Everyone soon surrounds Goku as they celebrate the win against Piccolo. Kami asks if Goku could tap into that form again, which he says no. Goku was even surprised to himself that he didn't lose control when he had that power, but the only solution that he thought that made it possible was all the meditation he did in his training, which allowed him to remain in control. Goku says that he would like to train more in order to have that power under control and to be able to use it at any time, but it would take a lot of training. As he looks over to Chi-Chi, as he remembers that he did marry her, so the training would have to wait until later. They would still have their wedding as normal, and maybe, just maybe, Goku will have a chance to learn the new power he just unlocked before the fated arrival of Raditz. And that's where we're going to end off here. Tell me how y'all think about the first part and how I did with the rest of Dragon Ball. Now, with having control of his ape form, how could this affect going into Z? Would Goku be able to achieve the form to defeat Raditz when he arrives? Could this affect Gohan when he was born? What could have happened differently? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below. I would love to hear them. If y'all are interested and enjoy, please leave a like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to be alerted whenever I post another part. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next part. See ya.